All right, Mr. Gionel. Good luck.
Thank you.
That was a stupid thing you guys did yesterday.
Sorry.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
So I've talked about this dude what feels like over a million times now, but there's a lot of new stuff that I want to talk about since I made my last video. This includes that there's now a warrant for Patrick's arrest. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But this is all the drama since he broke up with Jen. And I will try to include every single little bit of drama he's been in since that time period. And it's been like 4 years. So if you're wondering what's up with Pat, I'll have all of this information in this video. So who is PopularMMOs? Pat is a YouTuber who's been on the platform probably before you were even born. What brought him to fame was his amazing personality and entertaining videos, most notably his Lucky Block series, where him and his wife Jen would play against each other. This was at a time when modded Minecraft was huge. But PopularMMOs seriously found himself a career that was worth something. He was able to live a luxury lifestyle because of all the money he made from YouTube. So now that you know who he is, and all of that being said, where the f did this all go wrong? On May 25th, 2019, Pat uploaded a video called We Are Breaking Up. In his video, he told his audience that him and Jen had different ideas for the future. They both mutually agreed that it was best to go their separate ways. Although they would remain friends and continue to create content together, it was a huge change that the audience wasn't ready for. And this is the exact reason why this is the start to the fall of PopularMMOs. Now is all the drama he's been involved in. After PopularMMOs moved on with his relationship with Jen, he eventually started posting with new people. His audience was not used to the change and were very upset with him and constantly going after the girls inside of his videos. The hate got so bad that he literally had to make a 10-minute video talking about the future of his channel and telling his audience that it isn't okay to bully these girls he was featuring on his YouTube channel. After this video basically went nowhere, he made another video addressing a video he made where he got Eleni and Jen to face off against him in Bed Wars. Eleni was the new person PopularMMOs was talking to at the time. People were upset with him because in the title he put ex-wife Jen, and apparently that left a lot of people angry inside his comment section. And they're upset because his audience thought this was a blow to Jen. Which was fair because if you watch the video, it's just super awkward. But all of this showed the lack of support for Pat and the need for change for his channel at the time. Because of all of this, he just stopped doing YouTube as much. It clearly got to him, and it didn't help that he now broke up with his new girlfriend Eleni. But this time it wasn't so peaceful.
He's an old, awkward, divorced man. Not really. The girl he's with is too good for him. Stop telling people we broke up. We didn't even date. And stop talking about me. And delete every comment you wrote about me now. So she keeps telling people I'm controlling of her. I don't want you involved in my life after what you've said about me all morning. I don't want anything to do with you until you delete everything and apologize. So apparently, she wants to be in my life once I listen to her and delete anything that I've liked on Instagram or anything where I've said that we were dating. Apparently, then she wants to be friends or whatever.
Basically, Eleni was just painting out PopularMMOs to be this massive villain. And to be fair to PopularMMOs, a lot of the things she said were inconsistent. At one moment, she was saying that they weren't even together, and in another moment, she was saying that Pat was cheating on her. And you can clearly just tell she was a little bit crazy. Like, PopularMMOs was proving that they were dating in the video. At the end of the day, like most dramas, it was just really stupid. But there was a lot more damning things coming out soon. But a little bit after all of this happened, Eleni actually made an expose video calling out PopularMMOs for being abusive throughout their relationship. She never really provided evidence at the time, so it was kind of just swept under the table. I don't have the video because Eleni actually took down my video a long time ago, and I don't even think her channel exists anymore, so I can't find it there, but this is when a nuclear bomb of information was dropped on YouTube. Mr. Family-friendly PopularMMOs was arrested for domestic violence. Funny enough, it was actually Eleni's community who brought all of this information up to light. The person who was previously dating PopularMMOs.
But I actually got into a call or a group chat with Eleni, and I pretty much asked for more information about this.
He was booked and arrested for domestic battery and bodily injury to another individual. And then she ended up being in the hospital for concussion and abrasions. So that's all we really know for sure. But they were both involved somehow. And then he got a bail that he paid, and he's released now. That's what we know.
Is that really Pat's full name? Like, how can I confirm that?
That's 100% his name. I can confirm that. But if you look up his name online, if you look up his full name, he comes up. like just searching up Patrick. I just searched up Patrick Julianelle as a way to prove it, and like his Patrick PopularMMOs Julianelle agent manager publicist, and his information popped up. And you can also confirm that by if you go into Barnes and Noble's website and search up Patrick Julianelle, his books come up.
And Eleni was actually right because PopularMMOs was arrested. But what didn't make any sense is after all of this information was released, PopularMMOs continued to make videos with Liz, which was the victim of the domestic violence.
Alright, so this is the thing, Liz. So, I should never do that.
World peace.
Now you'd think because they just got into a giant domestic violence type thing, you know, he got arrested, right? So you would think that they wouldn't be together, right? So I got incredibly confused because, well, this doesn't make any sense. So this would mean one of three things: they're still together, this was an upload from the past and it was scheduled, or finally this entire thing is fake, which is unlikely because there was an actual mugshot and this is an official website. So I got confused and I asked Eleni, basically, are they together? You know, what is going on? I asked, are Liz and Pat still together? Because his new video has Liz inside of the video and has the keyword girlfriend. She responded saying, I have no idea if they're still in a relationship. However, I do know the court mandated a no victim contact order. So if he sees her, talks about her, texts, talk to her, etc., it can land him back in jail until the court appearance.
PopularMMOs then responded with this.
Still haven't posted anything because it's so complicated. There are people I don't want to hurt in my response. I've never hurt anyone, but I'd almost rather take the hate on myself. They never tell you how hard it will be until they have a job in the public eye. This guy said, just do it. We will always be here even though it may hurt you to hurt some friends along the way. It's best to let everything out. With Pat then replying with, in life, sometimes you have to put others before yourself.
After some time, finally the incident reports came out, and both of the sides of the arrest were explained.
PopularMMOs story starts with them apparently getting drunk and then they're gonna go have intercourse. During intercourse, apparently she wanted to stop, and PopularMMOs said, yeah, sure, we can stop, but then she started going crazy kind of, and then she started biting and punching and hitting Pat and doing all of these crazy things, which Pat just said it was all part of a bipolar manic episode, which she has bipolar. But then she ran out of the house naked and went to the police station, and this was all part of a manic episode. Pat also said he didn't lay a finger on her, and he didn't even hit her with the intentions of self-defense. Now Liz has a similar story, pretty much the same as in getting drunk, and then having intercourse, and then wanting to stop. But a PopularMMOs eventually said, no, we're not stopping, and then started smashing her on the ground. And then Liz eventually got away by scratching and biting PopularMMOs, and then she ran to her car naked and drove to the police station, which then she reported her injuries. And yeah, that's pretty much both the incident reports.
Yeah, but that was pretty much the end of that entire situation. Liz was found not guilty, and then PopularMMOs also pled to not being guilty. But without trying to word this wrong, none of this mattered, because right after this situation, both of them started dating again like nothing ever happened. In fact, they actually got married, supposedly at least. But then PopularMMOs' worst drama by far came out. Basically, Liz and Pat broke up once again, with this time way more damning allegations coming out. Eleni responded to PopularMMOs on Facebook with a video of a car with broken windows and slashed tires. Then Liz responded with Best Boyfriend Award. And later these new incident reports came out. The first incident report was Liz's story. She claimed that both of them went out, and apparently Pat got way too drunk. Liz insisted that they should go home. When driving home, apparently they got into a heated argument. And because of this, apparently Pat smacked her arm multiple times. But it's important to note that the officer didn't observe any damage to her right arm. Apparently Pat was so drunk that he fell asleep outside after arriving home. And apparently Liz was super scared, so she locked herself in their house. Hours later, when Pat awoke, he was allegedly standing outside the door with a knife in his hand. After not being let in, apparently he slashed the tires to their vehicle, and then continued to beg to be let in. A while later, after Liz thought Pat calmed down, she went to go check on him, but instead she was met with Pat chasing her down, screaming obscenities. She apparently ran around the neighborhood screaming for her life. Throughout this chase, Pat eventually caught up and stepped on her heel, with the police saying they observed a cut on her right heel. She eventually got away and found the security guard, in which then she called the police. After hearing what Liz had to say, then they went to PopularMMOs. He claimed at no point he touched Liz. He said that when they were at the club, they got into a heated argument. He claims that Liz began striking, hitting, and throwing things at his face, with the officer not observing any injuries to his face. Pat said then he was locked out of the house, so for no reason at all he started slashing both of their vehicle's tires. But he never admitted to chasing her down. But then they went to go question the security guard. The security guard did in fact say they saw PopularMMOs chasing Liz. Although he didn't have a knife, he still came across as very threatening, and said that Liz was in fact in distress. The conclusion to all of this was Pat ended up getting charged. Pat was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill. PopularMMOs was able to pay the bond, and eventually soon later, this whole case was just dropped. It started to show that maybe PopularMMOs was mistreating women. With only a few months later, Liz posting all of this. She was going over her before and after she met PopularMMOs. She was showing pictures and videos of her happy before she met Pat, then showing when she met Pat, then accusing Pat of being abusive throughout their relationship, and she also accused Pat of being abusive to their pet, and apparently she had a concussion the first time they had an altercation. She goes over how drained she was after the relationship, and how the way Pat treated her affected her. She also goes over way more things like Pat getting her pregnant and then forcing her to get an abortion, other really deplorable shit. Not many people know about this because it isn't talked about that much, but it's hard not to see the evidence to this situation, especially when there's actual police reports to confirm these stories. I really wish I could say this is the end, but unfortunately there's way more. In November 2022, PopularMMOs was arrested once again. This time for nothing as dark as before, but still for something equally as stupid. During an NFL game, the Jaguars versus the Raiders, Pat's friend Ethan thought it was a good idea to run on the game field. Security eventually took him down, and because of this, he got Pat, himself, and another friend arrested. They're all brought to court for breach of peace and criminal conspiracy, and although this isn't a big deal, here's a clip of PopularMMOs at court.
All right, Mr. Jonell. Good luck. That was a stupid thing you guys did yesterday.
Sorry.
He claims that this was a wrongful arrest and he wasn't actually sorry. He said that only Ethan should have been arrested, which is kind of fair to be honest. This only proved that PopularMMOs can't stop getting into trouble. But guess what? Can you guess what happened again? He was arrested again. This time PopularMMOs thought it was a good idea to assault a police officer. During spring in 2024, PopularMMOs was arrested once again, this time for possessing 20 grams of marijuana and assaulting a police officer. Originally, he was supposed to go to prison for a year for all of this, but after changing his plea deal to guilty, it was brought down to 12 months of probation. But Pat also has to apologize to the officer he assaulted. He has to donate $1,000 to the police memorial fund, as well as serve 100 hours of community service on top of all of his strict probation terms. And to say it ended here is far from the truth. But instead of dealing with the consequences, PopularMMOs is on the run, as of the start to this new year. New year, new PopularMMOs, I guess. But that's every single bit of drama he's ever been in. It's really disappointing because when I was a kid, I would look up to this guy all the time. When I was younger, getting off the bus and watching this dude's videos was something I would look forward to. And it's even more disappointing to me because I started this drama defending the dude. 4 years ago, when I first initially made my videos, I thought PopularMMOs was a good guy. But after the first arrest, then the second, and then the third, it just started proving to me that maybe you shouldn't really meet your heroes. If you made it this far, please let me know what you think in the comment section below. And also make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out if you engage with the video, and there's a good chance you won't see me again if you don't. I hope everyone has a blessed day, and stay out of trouble.